Um, so I wrote my speech down, and I was practicing last night in my hotel room. People told me to do that, and I had the unfortunate realization that I read out loud at like a third grade level. So this is basically gonna have to go off memory here. But I am Ryan. I'm the younger brother of Pat by 2 years. I'm the best man, and I'm honored to be here. Before I get going, I just want to thank a few people. Obviously, just on behalf of Pat and Catherine, I want to thank everyone for coming to the wedding. I know how much they appreciate it and how excited they are to celebrate with everybody. I also just want to thank everyone in the planning process. I know how much goes into this, and just an entire pretty much year of just planning and just like the smallest details, the biggest details. A lot of hands were on deck, but I really want to thank Catherine's mom, Mary, for all of her hard work, and I know how much Pat and Catherine appreciate it. So a quick hand for them, please. And on a personal note, I also just want to thank my parents, everyone, I'm trying to be emotional here, but everyone here who knows my parents knows how lucky Pat and I are, and the four of us has always been so close, and just thank you for being you. Also, I don't think my dad's seen midnight since the 80s, so if anyone sees him dozing off, just grab a Budweiser and shit that right up. But Pat and I, honestly, we were always so close, and as cliche as it is, it's just, we were pretty much best friends since since day one, always doing everything together. And we always just had just so much fun, and obviously we fought like normal siblings would, but Pat was definitely more of a lover, not a fighter, so usually instead of getting the crap kicked out of me, it consisted in Pat sitting down and wanting to talk about our feelings. I'm pretty sure by age 5, Pat had a full-out conflict resolution plan for the two of us, just to make sure we would never get in a fight. So I appreciate that. But honestly, it was so much fun growing up together, and we shared in so many, just friends and sports, and go to parties together, and everything we did was really just with each other, which was great. And I think everyone who knows us knows how similar we are, but also would agree with just really how different we are as well, in a lot of ways, for better or for worse. But I remember a time, I must have been like 6 years old, and Pat and I got in trouble. The details aren't really too important, but I can almost guarantee you, based on my track record, I was at fault. So my mom, she sent us to our rooms, and the punishment was that we had to clean out our closets. At the time, I'm pretty sure I still wore Velcro sneakers, so cleaning out my closet was pretty much above my pay grade and not gonna happen. So we go to our rooms. I'm just the most stubborn kid. So I'm in my room, arms crossed, I'm sitting at the edge of my bed, I'm staring at my closet, and I'm just like, there's no chance this is gonna happen. So after an hour of that, I walked down to Pat's room. And Pat, he wore shoelaces, so I assume based on that fact alone that he probably made more progress than me. And I go in there, and Pat's in his room. This is actually perfect too, because he's sitting exactly how he is now, his legs crossed, and he's reading a book. And knowing Pat, it was probably some biography on an ex-president of some sort, but his closet is just immaculate, like just top to bottom. I don't know what 8-year-old hangs up their clothes, but Pat has all of his clothes hanging up. They're all facing the same direction. And he's got like his toys organized in the corner, and like, I don't even know where you've got these like Rubbermaid bins, but they're like color coordinated and stacked up. And if we're being honest, the entire spectacle is just absolutely obnoxious. So this is like the beginning of my meltdown. I storm back to my room, and my parents and I, our rooms are next to each other, so we shared a wall. And I'm banging on the wall, and I'm yelling to my mother that I'm running away. And I'm packing a suitcase, and I couldn't clean a closet. I'm packing a suitcase to run away. And before I know it, I turn around, my mom's in my room, and she's helping me pack. This completely just sets me off. So I'm just in just hysterics, crying, back my bag, I get my bag packed, I walk down to Pat's room, and now Pat is sitting on his bed, and he has all the stuffed animals lined up on his headboard. And he has a metal spoon in one hand, and he has a toothbrush in his other hand. And so I'm wiping the tears from my face, and I'm like, Pat, my closet's a mess. I'm running away. Yada, yada, yada. I'll never see you again. And Pat was just, obviously everyone knows Pat. He was like always just a thoughtful kid. He was always just so concerned. And so he jumps off the bed. He gives me a huge bear hug. And he starts explaining, we're brothers, we're best friends. You can't run away, and I'll help you clean out your closet. Which honestly was a huge relief because I had nowhere to go. I was probably going to sit in the woods for about a few hours until I figured it out. And we're walking out, and I remember looking at Pat, and I was thinking, like, we got to talk about this. Like, what were you doing back there with the metal spoon and the toothbrush and the stuffed animals? And Pat looked at me and he said, word for word, he said, I was performing dental work. which is not for anyone to do, but I mean, as a 6-year-old who's basically homeless, I couldn't really say anything. So anyways, it was, actually real quick too, if everyone checks underneath their seat cushions between their seats, there is actually some photos of this little dentist at work. Literally underneath your seat cushions, on your seat, there is a picture here of, this is an ongoing thing as children. Alright, the picture is a gift, so. So anyways, obviously that's like such a ridiculous story, but it's something that honestly, it kind of sums up our childhood. I was just like a neurotic little maniac running around, and Pat was just always doing the right thing. And he definitely made my parents' lives a lot easier. He was kind of always showing me the way of what to do, whether I followed or not, but I kind of knew. So, anyways, right? But it's one of those stories that sticks out. Just, I mean, it's a funny childhood story, but it's one of the first times I remember that Pat was just, there for me, and it's something that really continued throughout our life of, whether it's something as, foolish as helping me clean up my closet, or, teaching me how to throw a curveball in baseball, or, help me pick out colleges, or write a resume, pick a career path. Pat's just always been that guy who's just, through thick and thin, just the person you want to share in every moment with, whether it's good or bad. And it's just always something I've always valued. I'm sure that, thoughtfulness and just how caring he is just, a lot of qualities why Catherine was so drawn to Pat. And I'll always remember when they went on their first date, and Pat called me after, and he was like a kid on Christmas morning. Literally, he was so smitten, and he's like, right, oh my God, she was amazing. She was so beautiful, she's pretty, she's smart, she's so sweet, she's just like driven, all these different things. I think I'm gonna marry her. And I'm thinking, but, slow down, buddy boy. Like maybe ask her on a second date first before you plan on doing that. But obviously, my family and I, we met Catherine shortly after, and pretty quickly learned to know and love all those qualities Pat told us about Catherine, and really just my family and I just have really loved getting to know Catherine over these past few years and her family. And one of the biggest, I think, compliments I could give Catherine is just what she brings out in Pat. And I've never seen Pat so sure of himself, so happy, and just a better version of himself than when he's around you and since he's met you. And it's definitely something that goes both ways. And I heard Dave say it earlier, but you two really are just, you're always happy together. You truly bring out the best in one another. And in my opinion, that's what it's all about. My Uncle Jimmy always said to Pat and I, you don't have to be perfect in life. You just have to be healthy and you have to be happy. And it's something that is so simple, but it's so true. And it's, seeing you guys, I know that you guys will continue to make each other happy, continue to bring the best in one another. And as you do, I know that your lives will unfold better than you could ever imagine. So to that point, I would like to propose a toast, if I could have some champagne. But we raise our glasses up. Here's to Pat and Catherine and a lifetime of health and happiness. Cheers.
Cheers.
Very nice, thank you very much. Enjoy your first course, folks.